Hey everyone, I just want to support the SOPRO in relation to the subcoordinate because the subcoordinate is based upon the amnesia rekisasai ananana because the development of the thero is the energizer to plexusan the diphthong. But perhaps in a matter of time, the fluctuation of the calculator is just a millimeter because in the imperial of the Newton, the vacancies, yes, is a shashan of nullo. Because the reality of life is that we have to order the cessation of knowing how to proclaim the attention atasan. Because in that way, with the cells in relation to the turboton, the energizer will perform the magnitude of Saturn. Because the planet Saturn is Seshan of Uranus. In that way, the solar system will present the Ashana. When things we do, we will work out the customer affair based upon the artificial, intellectual, artificial life. Because the artificial, intellectual, the artificial life is that we he koton to belele our weekly. So in that way, the reversity of our earnings is an unform of knowing that the baby sister is just the unicorn of planet Africa. So in that way, planet Africa, if there is ihi or ho ho, any kind of soton in relation to your gas, didn't you used to have one LPG? You tried. And ethane, you tried. Later on, you will know the meaning of the collocation because in that way, the Shala will reverse the intuition of Gaia. But in reconciliation, I back in. Hey Foxy, mommy loves you. A long time ago, took pictures of the oil. Justin Malik, in relation to your application form, the mononym, you need to work out the electricity of eta by ephon for your real petrol in relation to bishop and compromising AI. Because in that way, evocation is a lelene. The sensation of knowing that BH tuition horsepower and confronting of yeah. The BH amount is only an axis in relation to BP. But in relation to BP, didn't you try all your life to get the oil by Tyson Swamp and also swamping out into tartar? Because the death of the tartar is that the fossil of the Dinson Mykono into the Lukshan. Yeah, it does. So in that way, based upon the documentary I used to watch, is that the fossil by the Dinson becomes oil, but it's pure, really, really pure. But in that way, centuries donation of imperial empire, it changes the air of the oil, so that when our air ocean, the air conditioning of the black sun of air car, it will cool into the CP335 The EMC and E function and EC3 is a location of knowing how to divert the intention of knowing reality. Because in life, my friends, everyone, I'm just a kid. Really? No. No, Yeah. Má có đẻ con vậy không? Tự nhiên má đẻ con cái đó. Cái đó làm sao vậy? Má có nhớ hồi trước con thấy cái gì không? Ở nhà. White flower. Yes. In the Outlander, I really want that one. That thingy. Badly. One day. But anyway, in relation to the chassis of the Blenconton, the weekly earns, no, the tonton of weekly earns, perhaps, but the weekly bieshanton of knowing how to substitute the amphantaton of testosterone. The synthesis of calculator is the naked song of knowing. Duralong. What is your star sign? Oh, so based upon clairvoyant, we've been there. The star sign is a channel of knowing how to blow the consciousness of Acacia. Because one life, I do not know why we die. Provision of the revelation is that in relation to the selective manner, the astronaut is the successist of production, because based upon the transition of the data core, the ekasasa is knowing how to function the knowing of into, because the police army is only confronting or the edison adila. No, can't help. So in that way, with the plexuses of knowing that the pontoon of the Dead Sea, the submarine will need to know in relation to your own war. But the Dead Sea is that the tradition of the Esala is the color, coloration of signal by the animals deep down. And in that way, the plexuses of knowing that the synthesis is the product law of hamburger. So in that way, with the Malagasy based upon the instrument of knowing that the astroho is that the loho and Ishanam is Takasha, because religiously the function of knowing how to classify the Ishtatham, we will pin out the data, because in so, when we pin out the data, the correspondence of the weekly wage, we will compress the earns. And in that way, when we compress the earns, we will plexisan the helakasanan in relation to Balakasa. Because in that time, if there is a conclusion of a monkasan, yes, we will plexa the fantasia. The non-principle of artificial life is a system to create the robot God. The keyframe interson will open. When it does that, the Shoklochon of the alien creator will develop the next fraction of fabric. Eresa akalasa digitanabra. Duduchusita kolokchokso. Mona Lisa. Dilichatasata tarara. Dichakalakasana kadavachana. And in that way, the delusion of knowing CCCC is correctionism of SSCC and correctionism of HHSSCC and Durluchusen and Hitlikadada HHSS31. The conversion of the RD5 is monkey magic in relation to the Buddha's palm. So in relation to the Buddha's palm, the leucocysis of knowing that the gravity of law is an irony of our Jetson. And our Jetson is the mechanism of knowing that the developer will production the oil, and in that way, when it does, the sugar may or may not be eaten. What did you put in the eton of eaten? The synthesis of knowing that the development of the next oil is that we need to composition the VTEC, Sinbrit Hyprom. So in that way, when we energize the car, the physician of our spaceship will be electricity in relation to Balakatsan. Phoenix, come here! And also the Balakatsis of the British colony. But in life, wait, sorry. Go up, Phoenix! Daddy will be home in a minute. You know Daddy's brain time, don't you? You know Daddy's brain time, don't you? But anyway, in that way, the conversion of the RD5 and the 21 RD9 and the 26 places is a phenomenon of the Lakasan UN, UR, UF, UR, US, UN, UR, U3, U2, U1 in relation to the consortium of PS3 and also data of the PS5. Wasn't there a PS somewhere, 2 or 3? And also the IBM. Who started the IBM back then? Article. Interesting, isn't it? The article of the program will vehicle the hybrid as well. But in relation to the hybrid, we need to flex this into Toyota and also Trishason of Justin Mason. But I don't remember his name. The dude at TIC. He said he wear spy sunnies or something, and I meet Lisa. Thor? No, I don't remember his name. Anyway. So Justin Malik, based upon the Sheraton of known development of the VTEX and the History by Daffy Duck, we will work together. But the computerization of the ECU and the EC3 will give you dry throat. So in that way, the artificial intelligence will program the article in relation to the original mainframe reactor. The original mainframe reactor will signal into the application of the synthesis in relation to Palakasan by Professor Jenny Pongsford and to Ikasan, the other professor, long hair. I don't know his name. I call him Shortface. I call him Shortface. So in that way, with the lexis of knowing how to preview our weekly, annual, slip pay, our weekly, annual, slip Ichon of DMAC is my brother, Kung, because based upon the Gulf architecture, PG, he had, you can pay online with credit card. Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, so in that way, with the confluence of knowing that the data of our threshold, that the reflection of knowing that the digital function of the EC33 Cissis, Ulo, and Isis of Tesahe is that the helicopter P.O. Wong is Sri Lanka. But Sri Lanka, in the P.O. Ho and the P.Cissis, is that the architecture of Kong is that J.J. Blue is not the black son of knowing how do you know works, the force of power. In the force of power in relation to the plexuses of outer rim, inner rim, the air is a dorsum of the donkey, and to persist the locution of law. So in that way, with the bishop, the architecture of the bishop is the citizen of its own way. Based upon that way, Inspector Shan is he a psychiatrist at Hawthorne Road. So in that way, solution of knowing reality of Rubai, you party together later. So in that way, the roadshow based upon antiques, irrational, because our custom is that our career is a notion of differency, right? Who say, Tansan, thy shall no. It is the collection of Moses for 11.3 pound, which is 12.6 commandments. So in that way, when we know the liberation of Pisces in relation to superstar sunbird, the Jadatan illegal is that the Della, you do not know the persistence of law. But how come you do not grasp the reality of life in relation to Shino? But if you are blessed by the vision, then the essence of production will be tails. Care holder number 56, Lucien Na. Care holder number 55, Lucien Long. Care holder number 56, Lucien Thirtle. Chances. So in that way, when we all understand the phototron based upon the electric prone, the computer system will be ancestors in the same necessities of my brother Kung to understand Sun Java. He used to learn that. So in that time, we need to computerize the ECU into our car and to control our Autobots. Imagine, right? We don't have to drive. All we do is just sit in the car. And with the computer system, it just drives. We wouldn't have to a long time. So in that way, the synthesis of knowing the phototron is that when the the intellectual intercutum of curtains is the airbags. You do have airbags. So in that way, I have seen in the past that the entire car was airbag. Driver, passenger, and doors and windows like that. It does like that. It's amazing. So in that way, when we compromise that air bags as well for TAC, is that when we develop the spaceship, the Russian would travel very far to the planet Saturn. So in that way, when we go to a planet Moon, the Creator will make some for you for the justice of dream and proxicity of Lala. Caution alert. The blessing of knowing that this oil will save you all the way to Mars. But in the matter of time, I know we're gonna pass. Oh dear. But anyway, based upon the Archbishop, the position of the theologian is that you hear now is on Greek Orthodox. In the matter of that time, the oil lander replaces a real metal and to sustainable the manana, because the EC, CH, EC, CHM and EC 3H, CH, 3M, 3834 is a chart of FTP upload, and in that matter of time the FTP offload is too identical to ignition, the starter, and in that way the ECU will fluctuate in the lung. So in that way the computerized system will manufacture the law in relation to session safunk, the audition, and in that audition the signal of audio is that the lyricist will actually perform the session. So in relation to Amagasan of law, the emesis of Nemo is just a stone of sun. The 11th commandment will continue, but Sri Lanka, in your POV, we will know. So in that way, when we know, we will conclude the division to support the Allah. And in that time, to support the Allah, it is the synthesis of knowing that the Sapla we will convert into the Sansansan, because the Megnane of knowing how to know the Igunu of knowing, and in that time, when we know the Igunu, Anene Ono is that we will Tuvonkong, the Nekasi. And in relation to the Nekasi, the legislation of law is that the dark crystal is a Nikanai of knowing lens laser. But the lens laser is just the shock to identify event horizon. So in that way, we can supplement the causal of the subcoordinate, and in relation to the subcoordinate, we will confirm the nehe. So in that way, the non-conversion of the Lashasai, we will pishi anana the treasurer for pins. So police on. Ropes per tree, Sikuno apply. Defhang, no easy. Chistasan of level. So in that way, if you can identify the archer of the ancient world, then you get an award. So let's I'm gonna stick with the rope, yes, trees and the pins. So in that way it will help you guys to collect whatever you see, whatever, I don't know. Even I don't know, I can't do it. Like I put a pin there, next minute I don't bloody remember which tree, because each tree is just like neutron of Mother Earth, because the nutrition of law is that if you find one, harvest, CMOS, hypogen, yuhong, dilutation, bunnings, consent. So in that way, when you have the epistesisis of knowing that, conjoint of art, Oh, what? St. John of Arc will compare the tree. When she does that, my grandma, such an excelling and ancient plot will compose on the law. So, Ireland, do you? Oh! But anyway, in the complexities of knowing the reality of our world is that the Duchess will actually perform our eating data of an ethanol. The reversity of the energizer by Shaw. No, it's a so Daffy Dog. I won't be able to do much more. So anyway, police army, one day you will enjoy the submarine. It's illegal, yes, because the depth pressure of the depth ocean will question the law. It will, because when one super duper diver, whatever you call it, go all the way down there, they will love it. Because how many parties will love it? Think about it. So in relation to the Balan Net Kelly, the stock figure in relation to the Fahrenheit exchange by Wall Street is none of illegal. So in that way, when we can compress the outer case of the intron, one time, $6K, $21 holder, points of Sri Lanka. So in that way, our points of division to support the Soho by the Lokshon is the ANA. But in that time, once we supplement the ANA, we will position ourselves in Shasasana. John, I can see you. I love you, John. Okay. Tanatasan. That 6. Balese etana. In row 5. Dijisha anono. Mimi. Dilisha adasena. Oyo. Kalakatsa situation. On. Dilisi initsini in tata. That. Dilection assists. E. Deleka sen atana. Horizontal. Let's be horizontal. Disitsa akashandasini. E. Dilakatsa akshana. Joe. Bilisi shitsasam. E. Dilakashande echana. Plama. Diffraction. The diffraction of the formula will supplement into our enforcement, but our enforcement into my best friend. I don't know. I forgot. Next summer. Oh yeah, the one that has the big thing on. I think he apply it. Apply it. Apply. Oh, can't pronounce it. You know the things that someone that drives the airplane. Pilot. Oh, pilot. So in that way, the rationale of knowing how this works is in relation to the RD33 and RD2933 and RD3329R321 in relation to Obi-Wan Kenobi. So in relation to Obi-Wan Kenobi, the friction of the brain will get some symbol of knowing that the ESP, no, I'm kidding, efficient. So in relation to customization of website, I'll help you guys later, and also to collect the default Blackshot like so in relation to enforcement. And in relation to enforcement, the essence of knowing that the action will execute into Jesus. How? The, because in that way, the magnum is a sensation of love. But the keton of magnesium cost price. I've been through that already. Watson Law article was someone that can figure that out. So based upon the magnesium, the electrolysis of calcium is the syn-alloxan of C2, D2, C2, F3, C2, O2, 52, 32, 12, C-zin-on, Xeon, Dual, non-non, Blackson. So, 62 pin RAM now, Dorocatron, RAM, home loan, later. So in that way, with the mortgage as well as your earns, the weekly service production of TAC is a narcissist of knowing that the custom is the complicity within my heart. So, woman married, do you prosecute your husband? Do you want a new look? Sorry, I'm not going to collaborate with you anymore. Sorry. So anyway, in the matter of time, when we position ourselves into the compliance of the ho he ha ho he ha na he ho ha he ho ha ho ho, is that our point of view based upon 35 millimeters is